Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel that is Dermatology Pearls by Dr. Cheshta. Little bit of my introduction. I am Dr. Cheshta Agarwal. I have done my MBBS from Manipal University and have scored 3rd rank. I chose MD Dermatology as my post-graduation subject and I have scored All India rank 261 in my NEET PG examination. I have more than 10 publications and recently I've received Best Original Article All India level in 2018. Now, as you all know, nowadays we mainly get clinical based question and it is little bit difficult for the student to solve these clinical based question. So for this we have come up with a new pattern where I will give you one question and at the end of the day we will solve and we will tell you about the tip and tricks to solve those questions. Today's question was this. A 22-year-old male had a trip to abroad. After a few days of his return, he started having discomfort while micturating. He took some treatment on its own and got partial relief. 2 weeks later, he presents with hyperkeratotic yellow waxy plaque on the palm and sole. He also complains of pain in his right knee and ankle. What is the diagnosis? Now, for every clinical based question, you have to first mark the high yield or the important points which are given in the question. Now, what have they given? They have given in the question that a patient who is 22-year-old, he had a trip to abroad. Now, after 2 weeks, there was some discomfort while micturation. Now, discomfort in micturation indicates you that it can be a case of sexually transmitted disease having urethritis. This is the first hint which was given in the question. Now the second is the patient took improper treatment. It means they have received no proper treatment. He have self-medicated himself. And the next was after 2 weeks of onset of this abnormal urine features, patient developed yellow hyperkeratotic waxy plaque on palm and sole. And he also complains of joint pain. So patient have arthritis, patient have urethritis along with some hyperkeratotic waxy plaque over hand. Plaques over hand. Now please remember these three things are highly indicative of reactive arthritis, which is also called as Retter's disease. Now we will discuss a little bit about Retter's disease. Now first of all, what is the relation of urethritis in this particular question? What is urethritis? Now please remember urethritis is whenever patient comes with either the symptom of burning micturation or frequency of micturation or patients comes with the symptom of or sign of urethral discharge. So if any of this thing is given in the question, it means we are dealing with a case of urethritis. Now we have two types of urethritis. Both of them are, we are talking here about sexually transmitted disorders, and the two types of urethritis which we know is gonococcal urethritis and non-gonococcal urethritis. Now here the point which you have to note down is gonococcal urethritis caused by Neisseria gonorrhea, while non-gonococcal urethritis you have 3 to 4 causes. We have chlamydia, ureaplasma, mycoplasma and even trichomoniasis. Among these three, please remember the most common one is the chlamydial urethritis. So here we are talking about sexually transmitted disorders which mainly presents with burning micturition or urethral discharge. Now, secondary to the development of urethritis from non-gonococcal causes, for example chlamydia, sometimes what happens, there is activation of cytotoxic T cell. And this cytotoxic T cell, because of molecular mimicry, it goes and it affects the synovial tissue. Leading to symptoms of reactive arthritis, or which is called as Retter's disease. I think till here it is clear to everyone. Now, what is Retter's syndrome? Now, please remember, Retter's syndrome, it is a triad. What is the triad of Retter's consist of? First, conjunctivitis, that is the patient will present with redness of eye. Second is urethritis. As you all know, as the causative organism is the non-gonococcal urethritis, for example chlamydia. And the third feature which patient presents is arthritis. And all these symptoms usually occurs around 2 weeks of urethral involvement. Now here you also need to know that along with urethritis, sometimes it also occurs secondary to gastroenteritis. And this type of Retter disease is most common in children. What is the commonest causative organism here? Here we have Salmonella as well as Shigella species. These gastroenteritis type of Retter's disease also present with similar manifestations of conjunctivitis, urethritis and arthritis. Now we will discuss little bit about Retter's disease. As they have discussed that they have conjunctivitis, urethritis and asymmetrical oligoarthritis. Now what do you mean by asymmetrical oligoarthritis? That here at one particular time, less than 5 joints or less than 6 joints are involved. And hence it is called as oligoarthritis. Second important point which is very essential here is that it is asymmetrical. For example, here if on the right hand side you have involvement of the knee, then on the left hand side there will be involvement of the ankle. So this is something which is very important to you. Now another point comes that what are the joints which are frequently involved. So please remember, the joint which is most commonly involved in this cases is the knee joint and the ankle joint. It means Retter's disease mainly affects the lower limb. Other than this, we can also have spinal joints. For example, sacroiliitis, which occurs in a patient of Retter's disease. Now here, if you notice, this type of arthritis can also be associated with enthesitis, that is involvement of the tendon, and the most frequent tendon which is affected is called as Achilles tendon. Now I want everybody to please remember this because they have frequently asked this question that what are the joints which are involved, what type of arthritis it is, and what are the associated features. So I think this is clear by this particular slide. Now going toward the next feature, that is conjunctivitis. What is conjunctivitis? It is the redness of the eye, and it is most of the time mucopurulent conjunctivitis which is affected or which is present in case of Retter's disease. So you can see in this picture that the patient has conjunctivitis. What is the next feature? The next feature is keratoderma blennorrhagica. Now this is the cutaneous manifestation which is very common in a patient of Retter's disease. Now, as the name suggests, keratoderma means proliferation of skin or hyperkeratosis of skin, and blennorrhagica means pus secretion. Now, these hyperkeratotic lesions are present over both palm and sole, and if they are left untreated in the course of time, they can lead to pus secretion, and that is why it is called as keratoderma blennorrhagica. Another feature which is characteristic, or another cutaneous feature which is characteristic in case of Reiter syndrome, is circinate balanitis, and you can see here that you have well defined circular lesion over the glands. This is called as circinate balanitis. So along with arthritis, you have conjunctivitis and you have cutaneous manifestations like circinate balanitis and keratoderma blennorrhagica. Now discussing about the treatment, as I have told you, it occurs secondary to urethritis, which occurs because of chlamydial infection. And it can also occur secondary to gastroenteritis, which is secondary to Salmonella and Shigella. So first treatment modality in case of active infection is antibiotics. So you need to give first antibiotics if the patient has well-defined lesions. In urethritis patient, they will complain about urethral discharge as well as burning micturition. But in case of gastroenteritis, the patient will complain about diarrhea. Second is for arthritis, you need to give NSAIDs, that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents. If arthritis is not controlled on this, then you can also give disease-modifying drugs like sulfasalazine. But it is seen that most of the time it gets controlled with only simple antihistaminics or only simple painkillers. You don't have to give DMRDs like sulfasalazine or hydroxychloroquine. So this stands for the treatment. I think the Reiter's disease is now clear to all of you. And now we will wind up the discussion of today's session. So thank you all of you for the patience listening. We'll come again with another video. But before going, I just want you to please share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified whenever I will upload the next video. You can follow me on my Facebook page. The name is Dermatology Pulse by Dr. Cheshta. Or you can also get associated with me on my Telegram group, that is Dermatology by Dr. Cheshta. I am also an educator on Unacademy. So if you want to have Unacademy subscription, please use my referral code CHESHTA10 to get additional 10% discount. You can directly access this link to subscribe to Unacademy. Thank you and have a nice day. We'll meet again soon with the next topic. Bye-bye.